Guys, welcome back to another video. We're back. It's 2025 and I hope you guys all had a very happy new year, caught up with your friends and family, had some time to rest and relax. I certainly needed the holidays. I kept it pretty low key myself, just had some catch up with some friends, dinner with family, and all around just got to rest up. It was really good over the last couple of weeks just to be able to take a rest from that, zoom out and get a bit of a lens on what I want to do in 2025. I thought what better way to start off the year than to give you guys a bit of a reflection on 2024 because it was a big year for me. I'll talk you through my top 3 lessons that I learned from that year because a lot's happened to me and a lot's changed, and what I'm going to be doing in 2025. So all the business planning that I've done over the last 2 to 3 weeks, which has made me really excited to get into the year. I'm going to share my top 3 things that I want to focus on. And then if you stick around to the very end as well, I'm actually going to be trying to use my community that I've built up on YouTube and all of my other social networks to help to build this even further and expand on my operation in 2025. So if you're keen and interested and watch to the end, you're an absolute legend, and I'm hoping that someone out there can help me out. This year, I'm really trying to prove the power of a social network. So without further ado, let's jump into the top 3 lessons that I learned this year in 2024. Let's go. The reason why I've got this as a lesson learned for me this year is that in 2024, I lost my 2 biggest earning clients. Yet despite all of that, I still managed to bring on 13 new clients and have my highest earning year yet. And so there was a period of time very early on in the year, one of my best clients moved companies. The other one actually slowly stopped using me and tried other options in the market. Business is business. This is just things that happen. If you're not expecting these things, then you're really putting yourself out there to dry in a really high risk environment because anything can happen here. Now, there was a period of time when this is all happening, there's a lot of uncertainty that I got a little bit worried to say, hey, what am I going to do? How am I going to make up for all of this? And so the end of the day, you see other people doing really well and you think everything is taken. There's no more fish in the water. It's bone dry. But that's absolutely false. There's so much new opportunity out there. It just relies on you to go out there and look. And if you are looking for opportunity, you're going to find it. And so 2024 was a great year for that, to teach me that lesson. And I'm going to take that into 2025 and look even deeper and look for more opportunities. All right, so if you didn't know this about me yet, you're going to find out a lot more about this, and you're going to see this a lot more often as you watch my videos. And it's that I love building out systems in a way that is scalable. And what I find is that I work very slowly at the start. I don't make too much clear progress or visible progress at the very start. But what I do is I build a foundation that allows me to scale and work very quickly once I've determined what that system is. And so 2024 again has been that year that a lot of these systems are now starting to be figured out. I've got a process for all these things, and behind the scenes I've been working on strategies for social media, YouTube included. This year I've committed to doing YouTube halfway through the year, and to me it's been incredibly successful. 300 new subscribers, a lot of people starting to recognize me and speak to me in my day-to-day life about my content. It's just only going to get bigger from here. All my back-end admin work in terms of accounting and invoicing being cleaned up so that the operation can scale, and also it allows me to outsource a lot of these admin work because I've got a system that's more formalized. And then things like prospecting, which I've introduced this year as well. I made some very primitive content around it. But that is something that I've been doing in the past. That's what's allowed me to bring on 13 new clients in 2024. And as soon as I've started to figure out what that looks like, I actually slowed down so that I can really hone in on exactly what that prospecting process is like, how I can bring on new clients, and how I can do it in a way where all the excess volume that comes out of the prospecting, I can handle each and every single client and auction in the same way without dropping the level of quality and attention that I give to each individual auction. So that has been a really big lesson for me, and something that I'm going to be taking into 2025 as I'm building out these systems in a way that the foundation is strong. As soon as the dust settles and I'm ready to go, it's going to absolutely take off. So that's why a big part of why I'm very excited about 2025. I've built all these systems and I'm ready to start using them. This is a people business. Every business is a people business. And there's a couple of things that I've learned, and I want to separate this into 3 different perspectives. Number 1 is to always look out for how you can add more value to your clients and to people around you. At the end of the day, that's all your business is how much value that you can add to the next person or your client. And so in this year, I've had to tackle a problem that I had at the start of the year, where I'm getting odd bookings or providing free auctions for people to get in front of them and make an impression, but those people aren't coming back to me for more. And all that means is that they're not getting enough value for the fee that I'm charging. So this year's been a really good reflection of my services and what I do for other people, and thinking about what exactly does my client want? What makes a difference to them? What are the things that I can do to make things easier? How can I improve their client relationship, and how can I help their business overall? What's important to them, and what should I focus on to help my clients? And at the end of the day, those are the people. And so once I've been able to solve that, the 13 clients that I'm bringing on, they're not once off. The only ones that I'm counting here are the ones that are coming back for repeat business now. And so I've managed to do that. And all that is coming from a perspective of how do I create value for other people? There's another aspect of this that I want to share, and that's that as much as you're creating value for other people, you've also got to look out for yourself and what you're worth. Know what's worth losing money for, because at a certain point, there's going to be people out there that want to try to take advantage of you and the value that you create. And so at the end of the day, as much as you're creating value for other people, are they giving you the same respect back? And having that self-respect to say where you draw the line, because in business, where you're willing to leave money on the table really defines who you are and what your values are. Number 3, you can't do everything alone. Sure you can if you've got a little bit of a task here and a hobby and you just want to have some enjoyment to it. But I've committed to making a business out of this. And I've got grand plans that really at the end of the day, I'm not going to be able to achieve this by myself. And 2024 was a really clear indication to me that I'm running out of hours in the day. So I can either be more efficient with my time and really rush through things, get things done much more quickly, or I need more hands on deck and start to delegate and know how to ask for help. Because yes, I can get all these things done, but at the end of the year, I'm getting burnt out. So I've got to learn to protect my own energy, focus on the things that really, really matter, and delegate to other people where I can for some of the other tasks that don't need my attention as much, but still need to get done. So people are going to be, in various aspects, a big part of my 2025. Let's talk about 2025 now. Now, before I get into the actual plans and what I've got lined up for 2025, I want to give you a bit of context of what's sort of going through my mind as I'm creating these plans. The main thing that I'm channeling here and really trying to apply is a thing called the 80-20 rule. It's something that I found out about last year or the year before, and it's something that I've been really obsessed about as well, because if you haven't heard about it before, the 80-20 rule pretty much says that 80% of your results come from 20% of your actions. Another way to think about that is that 80% of what you do doesn't matter. And so the thing that I really want to understand is what are the 20% of things that I actually do that drive the majority of the results that I see. So if we want to think about it in this way, let's first break it down. What are the results that I want to happen? The main thing really is that I want to drive more auction bookings, because that is the bread and butter of my business. The more auction bookings that I have, the better my business is doing. And so what are all the things that influence how many bookings that I get? And so all of these things that I'm doing, what is the 20%? So number one, prospecting. It's one of the things that I did last year that brought on all of the new clients that I'm getting in, and I've come up with a system, how to onboard, how to add value, and it's going to go to the next level. So prospecting is going to be a big part of my 2025, and it's something that I'm going to be doing on a regular basis, because that is directly correlated to the number of new clients and new bookings that are coming into my calendar. Number two, marketing. Marketing is so important. And I don't just mean social media. Social media is a key part of my overall strategy, but marketing as a whole is much broader than that. And I've been reading a book, it's actually on my desk here as we're talking, the one-page marketing plan by Mr. Allan Dib. I believe you're an Australian as well, so big fan of your book. I've actually been really studying the content here, and it's taught me a lot more and shown me some really big gaps in what I'm doing marketing wise, because yes, I've got my social media. Yes, I've got my auction process to achieve the best results on auction day, but everything in between is missing. And the in between part is the most important. And that part there is actually, if I can explain it well enough, somebody knows who you are. So you've captured their attention. Then how do you run them through the journey and enough touch points where you can eventually turn them into a converted client? And every single step along those ways, I'm absolutely blank. So this year is going to be a big focus on how I can turn all of the media that I've generated at the moment into a marketing bonanza. This really works for me. That is clearly going to be part of that 20% that drives a big part of my results. So doubling down there, working on my lead capture, nurturing, and conversion. That is the key part that I've been missing in 2024, and that's one of the main things that I'm excited about implementing and seeing the results of and experimenting with in 2025. If you're interested in seeing how all of this works and all of the work that I'm putting in behind the scenes, eventually this is going to turn more into a business building channel than it is going to be an auction. Auctions are just going to be an afterthought of this. That's how much time I can spend talking about this kind of stuff, because that's all I really spend my time thinking about. But marketing is going to be a huge focus for me in 2025. The third key focus of 2025, these three aren't the only three focuses. There's so many other things going on, but here are they're the ones that I can really summarize for you today, the day that I'm doing the filming. But anyways, I'll work on these videos. Hopefully I'll do them much better. But anyways, the third thing that I really want to be focusing on is diversifying my services. So point number one, I want to be doing more prospecting. I want to be doing more auction bookings and things like that. And that's going to get me to a certain point. But now, what else can I do around the auction process to add value? Auction coaching, auction campaign training, dialogues, scripts, auction day training, how to create street theater, not just from the auctioneer, but also the entire team. What should each person be doing, roles and responsibilities? I've had the privilege of working with some of the best auction companies, and I've also seen companies that don't quite know what they're doing and not really perfecting this art very well, and I can see the difference clear as day. And so all of a sudden, now I've got the perfect position and opportunity to start packaging this up and delivering it in a way that somebody can pick this up and implement all of these things tomorrow and be night and day difference from their current auction campaign and auction day services to world class. So this is something that I want to be working on. I've already picked up some auctioneer coaching clients as well, which is going to be very exciting. And I'm going to be creating more educational content around the auction and calling auctions and auction day services in a whole. And all of this comes back to what I'm saying in my very first point, is that you might think that the well has all been dried up. There's no more fish in the pond, but there's so much opportunity to niche down and really grab every bit of value and add every bit of value that you can before you move on to the next niche. And the more you niche down, the more there's a sub niche and a niche in that. So let's see how far that we can take this. I've got so much knowledge and I've got so much passion that I can't wait to share these things. So 2025 is going to be a big focus on those kinds of additional services now. So I can't wait to do all those things. That's my 2025 plan. I need some help though. I mentioned that at the very, very start. So if you've made it this far, like, subscribe. If you've probably already liked and subscribed already, because you are probably my best viewers by this stage. But what I'm looking for is I need people to help me create social media content. I need people that I can leverage, such as a video editor that can create my vlogs, create shorts, create things like the educational videos that I want to be starting to make. So if you know anybody out there who, or if you are that person yourself, get in contact with me. Shoot me an email or a DM or anything like that. Get in contact with me. And if possible, shoot me through also your portfolio of work, as similar as you can to the kinds of things that I'm doing at the moment. And if there's anybody else out there that really thinks that they can support with some of the things that I've been talking about, I want to achieve in 2025, hit me up. I need the help, all the help that I can get. And if I can start finding talented people to help build this business, I'm going to be very, very excited. So 2025 is a go. I need your help. There's my plans. Thank you for sticking it out to the very, very end. And next week, we've got some auction content coming for you. I'll see you then.